Yes, welcome my children to our lesson number 9. Lesson number 9 is concluding our topic kingdoms. We are looking at trade in the pre-colonial societies. Trade in the pre-colonial societies. When talk of pre-colonial, mean Uganda before the coming of the Europeans. What kind of trade were they carrying out during that time? Remember that time there was no money. So we want to look at that type of trade. So trade in the pre-colonial societies. What is trade? Trade is the buying and selling of goods or services. You buy and sell. That's called trade. Like your parents always do that business. They buy and sell things. They are carrying out trade. And in that trade, there is exchange of goods. Types of trade. In the pre-colonial societies, what type of trade was existing during that time? We had what we call barter trade. Barter. Spelling of barter, you see it there. What was it? Barter trade was the exchange of goods for goods or services for services. You say, I have cassava and I want sweet potatoes. You take your cassava to somebody, he gives you sweet potatoes. You have your goat, you want a sheep. You take your goat to somebody gives you a sheep. That is exchange. You say, give me sausage, I give you ice cream. That's barter trade. Even you children, you normally do barter trade at school here. You normally see you exchanging things. Give me this one, I give you the other one. That's called barter trade. There is no money involved. Even that time, there was what we call slave trade. There was what we call slave trade. What was it? Slave trade was the buying and selling of human beings. The buying and selling of human beings is called slave trade. Buying and selling of human beings. It was called slave trade. You buy human beings, you go and sell them. This trade was introduced by the Arabs, the Arab traders. They started slave trade. They could buy human beings and sell human beings. Long distance trade. That was another trade that existed during that time. Long distance trade, what was it? This was trade carried out between the people of the coast and those of the interior of East Africa. Trade carried out between the people of the coast and the people of the interior. The coast, we mean the areas that border the Indian Ocean. That is in Kenya and Tanzania at the border. That's called the coast. Interior, you have come from the border and you have entered inside. You are in Uganda. The interior, the inside parts. So people would do trade from the coast, they come to the interior into Uganda. And they are walking on foot from Kenya at the border, from Tanzania at the border, Mombasa up to Uganda, walking long distances. That's why it was called long distance trade. Why? The traders used to walk long distances on foot. That's why it was called long distance trade. The traders used to walk on foot, traveling long distances. Barter trade. Let's continue with the barter trade. You said barter trade is the exchange of goods for goods and services for services. People of long ago did barter trade because they had no money. They had no money. Money had not been introduced. So why did the people of long ago or the people of pre-colonial Uganda carry out barter trade? The reason is that there was no currency as a medium of exchange. There was no money as a medium of exchange. The people of pre-colonial Uganda did not have money. Today, money is the medium of exchange. We use the money to get what we want. But currently, we no longer have barter trade. It is not the main trade. Yes, people normally exchange, but it's not the common trade we have today. Why? Today we have money. So people exchange goods for money. The type of trade, not this, because I'm going to ask in the questions. The type of trade that replaced barter trade is called monetary trade. It's called monetary trade. Monetary trade. Monetary is M-O-N-E-T-A-R-Y. That's called monetary trade. It is the one that replaced barter trade. Write any 3 advantages of barter trade. Good things about trade. Good things about exchanging goods for goods. Barter trade was cheap. Very cheap. It didn't involve money. It was cheap. Easy. Go and look for somebody. Give something and he gives you something. Barter trade did not involve money. There was no money. That you first look for money to get what you want. Barter trade promoted friendship and unity among people. As you deal with the people, you become friends. As you exchange with someone, you become friends. Promoted peace and unity among people. People were able to get goods they lacked. If you are lacking a goat, you go somewhere, give a sheep, and you get a goat. You are lacking something, take something, and you get something. You exchange. So people were able to get goods they lacked. It promoted friendship. Barter trade did not involve money. Barter trade was cheap to carry out. That was barter trade. Exchange of goods for goods. Examples of goods between communities, exchanged between communities. People would exchange salt, people would exchange bark cloth, people would exchange iron tools like pangas, spears, people would exchange foodstuffs, people would exchange animals for animals. Those are examples of goods exchanged between communities. You go to the other community, they give you this, you give them the other thing. Then reasons why communities traded with each other. Why did they trade with each other? To get goods they lacked. You are able to get goods you lack, to create friendship. Bad things about trade, there was cheating. How do you exchange a goat for a cow? That is cheating. Goods lost their value. Something valuable exchanged for something less valuable. It was cheating. Then it was difficult to get a trade partner. That this is my daily customer. No. Today you go there is lacking what you want. You go to another person. But today you have customers. They know you. That for you when you come they can even give you on credit. But there was no trade partners. That this is the one I'll be dealing with. Also another bad thing with barter trade, there was no direct borrowing. That you are going to borrow. No. You have to take something in order to receive something. That was barter trade. It was difficult to get goods they lacked. You move around looking for somebody who is ready to exchange with what you have. That was very bad. It was tiresome. It was very tiring. I have an activity for you there. What is barter trade? Why did the people of pre-colonial Uganda carry out barter trade? I've told you there was no money. Name the type of trade that replaced barter trade. I've told you, but it's called monetary. Monetary, and I gave you the spelling. Monetary is M-O-N-E-T-A-R-Y. Another question, advantage. Give one advantage of barter trade. I've given you. Mention 2 disadvantages of barter trade. Write LDT in full. One of the types of trade is called LDT. Then, what is slave trade? Which group of people introduced slave trade? I've told you. So